Hello guys, T-34-85 with you, and this time I'm gonna do a review of the Rudy, the T-34-85 Rudy, the tier 7 Russian medium tank that is in the store right now for 7,500 gold. So let's look at the stats for begin. The DPM of this tank is like the best thing about this tank is its DPM. The DPM is 2,688, which is better than most of the tier 7 premiums, mediums or lights, except the T-34-85, which has a bit more DPM. Now the penetration, it's average, it's not bad. I mean, it's less than all the other mediums and lights, but it is enough in my opinion. On NPCR you're gonna have 194, which is good. I mean, it's not very good against tier 8 Russian tanks or maybe German tanks like the Löwe or an IS-5, an IS-3, but I think it's enough. From playing this tank, I didn't really have any big problems penetrating tier 8 heavies or TDs or anything like that. So the alpha is 200, really good. The rate of fire and the reload is really special on this tank, 4.46 seconds reload, and that's what gives it a good DPM. With the 200 alpha gun, 4.4 seconds reload, it's really a good DPM. Plus, it's really helpful when you're shooting HE, because look at the DPM with HE, 4,032 damage with HE. The alpha is 300 with HE. Now on tier 7, tier 8s, you're gonna find this time a lot of lights in the game, a lot of TDs, like lightly armored TDs and lights that you can actually penetrate with HE. Let's say at least per game you're gonna get one HE shell in. The HE on this gun is really good and I really like it. I use a lot of HE on this tank when I'm facing lights, when I'm facing TDs, light armor TDs, because you have a faster reload, so you don't really have to be afraid if you're not gonna penetrate with HE or you're gonna miss it. No problem, you're gonna reload in 4.5 seconds and then you're ready to go. So the shell velocity 950, which is a bit less than T-34-85, but it's really good. As you can see, it's above most of our tanks that are premium. Aim time, it might not be the best, but the accuracy is really good in comparison to it's the same as T-34-85 and a bit better than Type 62, which is really accurate in my opinion. On the movement, it's a bit worse than the Type 62, but it's really good. The gun depression, it has 8 degrees of gun depression. That's extremely good for tier 7 medium. You can work on the ridges maybe, because this tank's turret is not that strong, but it can bounce something, and it is small, so it's gonna be harder for the enemies to hit you when you're playing held down. Now, the speed is 54. Okay guys, I'm really sorry, I got a phone call, so now I'm back. And we were talking about speed. The speed of this tank, for a Russian tank, still really good. 55 maximum kilometer per hour. That's really good for a medium. The engine is also very good, engine power, and the power to weight ratio is also good. This tank doesn't lack any speed from gameplay. I'm talking to you, not just stats, but from gameplay. This tank doesn't lack any speed. It's really fast and you can flank the enemies really well, really fast without them noticing you. Now the credit coefficient is 150%. Not the best, but when you're doing well with this tank, you're gonna get a lot of credits. Believe me, it's not as good as Type 62, which is an extremely good tank and makes a lot of credits. Like, I have 800 games on Type 62. That's a crazy amount of battles, because that tank is just enjoyable, really enjoyable to play, and it's really good. You can always perform good and get a lot of credits. Now the view range is 253, the least of all of these tanks, but still really good. It's enough, I think, for tier 7 and tier 8, because most of the people are gonna fight face to face or in close range. They're not gonna camp all the time. The HP is 1170, which is also the least, but it doesn't matter as long as you can keep yourself safe, not take any shots. It's enough. Now let's talk about the armor. The armor of this tank is like not bad, but you need to angle it. Like the turret is 90 millimeters, which is really good, considering that it's well angled, plus it is a small turret. So when you're making snapshots, it's gonna be really hard for enemies to shoot you, like I said before. And now the hull armor is 75, which is good. Now they're not gonna be able to penetrate you with HE, of course, from frontally. Maybe on the side they can, like some TDs, some tier 8 TDs they can, and of course KV2, because that's, you know, KV2 is a KV2. The back is 40, so it's also good. You can't be penetrated by most of the lights, most of the mediums, and maybe even heavies from the back with HE, so that's a really good advantage for this tank. Now, comparing this tank to the Type 62, like I said, I played a lot of games with this Type 62. If you don't have the Type 62, I really recommend you to get this tank. This might be my most positive review, maybe from today to the last time I'm gonna play this game, or I don't know when, because this tank, when I played it, I mean, on stats, on paper, it doesn't really look as good as the, for example, T-34-85. It doesn't look on paper, it doesn't look as good on paper, but it really performs much better than the T-34-85, and I like it much more. So you can say that I like this tank as much as I like the Type 62, which, like I said, I have 800 battles on it, so I really enjoyed this tank playing it. I haven't played it a lot, but still I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a really competitive tank on tier 7 and even against tier 8s. Against tier 6, they're just gonna, you can just rip them apart. So let's go to gameplay. I have 2 gameplays for you, really good ones. I got them in maybe in 1 hour, 2 replays, maybe 2, I don't know, but I saw this tank on the store and I liked it before, so I thought, why not, let me play it for a couple of games and maybe get some aces, some good games for the people to show how to play this tank, maybe for people that already have it, and if it's worth it to buy for the people that don't. And I'm telling you right now, it is worth to buy. Don't expect to get the price less, or maybe, yeah, you get a discount on the price, because you're not gonna get one. It's either gonna stay on this price or it's gonna cost more. So yeah, it might be expensive for some people. It might be, I mean, it costs as much gold as tier 8 heavies or tier 8 mediums, some of them, but it's definitely worth it. And like I said, this might be the most positive review that I do on a premium tank that is coming to the game right now. So let's go to the gameplays and show you a couple of gameplays, 2 gameplays to be honest, and let's show you how I did on that battle, on these battles, and how I got the mastery. So guys, this is the first game. I'm playing on Himmelsdorf, and I'm playing the Rudy against tier 6s and tier 7s. Now there's only 2 tier 7s and 5 tier 6 tanks on both teams. Now this game is really interesting. It has a lot of damage, plus it has, like, I think it was a 1 versus 3 situation in the end, which I wanted. So sorry for spoiling it, but yeah, I needed to say that. Anyway, as you can see from the enemy team and from our team, they have 1 medium, 2 medium, and 2 mediums and 1 light tank. We have 2 mediums as well, no, 3 mediums, and others are heavies and TDs. Same goes to the enemy team. I'm pushing right here. Why? Because I thought they're gonna come right here. I don't usually use this spot. I usually go to the right side to spot them, but I started to side scrape because, you know, you want to get your best chances to bounce something. Now I got the first shot on the VK. This guy can't really run away because he's too late, and we pushed really fast, so this shot was a miss, unfortunately. But yeah, the VK is out. Now you can see the T-150 is alone, and there are 2 tanks with me, pushing with me. So I tried my lucky shot right here, which didn't work out, and now I'm gonna push this guy because he's not even looking at me. So when he's not looking at you, why shouldn't you push him? Just get the most out of him from damage, maybe even kill him. Now you can see I'm already on 1k damage with 1 minute on the game. Now I'm gonna get back. Like I said, the speed's really good on this tank, so you're gonna flank the enemies really fast. The 88, I try a shot, but unfortunately it bounces. Now you can see on long distance this gun isn't really the greatest. As you can see, I'm gonna miss so many shots on the 88, and then I'm gonna leave him because I don't really want to face him. I don't want to lose HP without trading any. So you can see 3 shots in a row, didn't hit anyone any shot, so I left him alone and went to the other side. The IS is going across, I try to shoot him and I bounce, so that was like 4 shots of RNG that I missed. Now they pushed on the other side, and now I have a KV2. I really don't want to give my side to the KV2, because KV2, if it penetrates me with HE, that's gonna be really bad for me. And now it is a 3 versus 5 situation. Now I don't want to face the KV2. Like I said, I'm gonna try my luck against the 88. I rush my shot and I miss. Now I see that the enemies are on my back, so I need to push. The Cromwell is also pushing, so I'm gonna push with them, and now I'm gonna focus the KV2. Why? Because it is the most dangerous tank right now for me. If he pens me with HE on the side or even with AP, I'm gonna lose a lot of HP. As you can see, like, I'm hiding myself now behind the KV2. Why? Because I don't want the 88 to shoot me. Like I said, I don't want to lose HP, because 3 versus 4, you need all of your HP. You need the most of it. So the Cromwell is on his back and I'm on his front, and my teammate, the IS, is also on his front. Now I'm hitting his cupola from this distance. It's really easy to hit, and the Cromwell is hitting him from the back. IS taken, the Bulldog takes the IS out, and now it's me and the Cromwell facing this guy. I shoot this guy frontally and I set him on fire with 250 damage, and I know he's shot, and I know the IS has really slow reload, so I'm going for him. As you can see, I'm hitting him with a lot of shots. I'm gonna try to take him out. Unfortunately, I bounce a shot and he hits me. So I'm gonna push this guy. Why? Because the Cromwell is dead and the enemies are on my back. So I'm gonna push this guy and try to take him out before he reloads, and to make the game easier for myself. Like I said, the speed is really good, so you can flank this IS. Now I went back. I went to cover. Why did I go back? Why didn't I just keep circling him? Because the Cromwell, I noticed that the Cromwell is coming from that side, so I need to protect myself from him and not take any damage from him. The Cromwell is pushing me right now, but he got stuck, I think, in the ARL. So I peek, make a snapshot on him. Cromwell doesn't have any armor, so he's not gonna bounce, and he's in a close distance, so a snapshot is really possible with this tank, and I get the max roll on him. Now the Cromwell's on my back. This guy's coming in. I didn't want to give him his side, but I mispressed the joystick, I think, and I gave him side. So I shot him with HE on the side. Why? Because I don't want to risk it. Shoot him with AP or APCR and maybe not kill him with 2 shots, and he's gonna be alive and shoot me once again. So I shot him with HE, and now I'm shooting him with APCR, and I run away from the Cromwell. Now, am I gonna run away? What's the best play in such situation? What is the best play? The Cromwell can take you out with 2 shots, and he has 700 HP, and you only have APCR and HE left. You don't have AP left, so you're not gonna do a lot of damage to him per shot. You're not gonna have the 200 alpha that you have. You're gonna have like the same alpha that he might have on his AP. So what's your best bet at this situation? Now, I went behind the Bulldog. I actually was thinking about going to the right, maybe like run away from him, but then I made a quick thought, and I thought, let me get behind this Bulldog and maybe hide my hull and just expose my turret, because my turret, like I said, is really hard to hit. So expose my turret and try to outplay him with this position. So he's pushing right now. I got a shot into him. As you can see, the alpha 139 damage. That's a low roll. So the Cromwell did bad right here. Why? Because he's not driving well. As you can see, he shot me. Now in this moment, I was really afraid that he's gonna rush me. If he would have rushed me, he would have won the game, definitely. Like, he just rushed me and exposed my side, just win the game. But he didn't actually rush me for some reason, and I just hit the gun of the Bulldog. Not a lucky shot. Now I didn't want to give him his side, like I said, so I sat scraped with a super angle, let's say, that he's not going to penetrate, because if you angle too much, you're going to get penetrated. I got a shot into his front and he missed the shot, and now I went behind the bulldog, he missed his shot once again, and now I'm going to shoot him once again with APCR, and he's a one shot, I'm on shot, but he's going to reload faster. So what did I do? I angled my armor, I went behind the bulldog once again. Now I'm gonna peek and make a snapshot into him, a fast shot to take him out, and this way I won the game with a 1 versus 3 situation. And as you can see from the battle results, now the battle's finished. I did 4,551 damage with a Kolobanov medal and 4 kills, 70k credits, 70,000 credits. That's crazy. Base XP was 1,437. So that was a really good game. As you can see, the shots directed are 29, penetrated 25, and hits received 7, and they all penetrated because, like I said, this tank doesn't have any armor, so you shouldn't really rely on the armor of this tank, but you should rely on its speed, its DPM, and yeah, to win the game. So yeah, the efficiency, don't really need to look at that. The credits, as you can see, credits earned with the premium account, of course, is 70,000. The XP, we also got a lot. If you want to train your crew, that's also a good tank to train your crew in, because you're going to do well most of the times. So yeah, this is the first game, guys, and now let's go to the second game and show you another game, but on tier 8 against tier 8. So guys, this is the second game. This time it's against tier 8, as you can see. 2 tier 7s on my team and 2 tier 7s on the enemy team, and all of the other tanks are tier 8. So we're playing against a higher tier with, as you can see, IS3, IS6, 110, 8015. Like, they are really hard to penetrate with this tank, because like I said, the penetration isn't that great with this tank, even with APCR. But I didn't want to go face to face. Normally I go to the middle right there and flank, maybe get some spots and side shots, but this time I decided let's go to the right and actually face mediums and lights on the enemy team. Why? Because it's my best bet on this game. I don't want to face the heavies. I'm not going to be able to penetrate them with most of my shells, probably, even with APCR. So I thought, let me go to the right side and fight the mediums and lights, which is what you should do with a tank like this, especially when you're playing against your 8 heavies and TDs. So I went right there. The LTTB spotted me, the CDC spotted, so the LTTB is gonna make a mistake right here by peeking to me without having gun depression. So I make a peek as well, a snapshot, I hit him, and now he's peeking once again. I don't know why. He's giving me his full side armor, so I'm gonna take the chance and just shoot him, fall back, and as you can see, he bounced because my turret is strong. I'm playing held down, and he doesn't have as much DPM as I do, so I peeked at him once again and shot him once again. Now I saw that the CDC is behind this house and he has nowhere to run because he can get shot from the left as well. So I peek at him, I shoot him, but now the Panther is spotted. Panther bounced, the CDC didn't. Now the CDC is trying to hide this tank. I'm shooting the Panther because I don't want to really not penetrate the CDC. Now this angle was really good to penetrate. The CDC is really light armored, so I'm gonna farm him. As you can see, I have faster reload than he does, so I just peek the hill, hit him, go back, hit him, go back, and just do the same whole time. Same goes to the Panther. Hit, go back, hit, fall back, hit, fall back, and he's not even looking at me, so no one's looking at me. Why wouldn't I farm his HP? As you can see with AP, shot after shot, I'm just ripping him apart. He's not able to do anything. Like, he doesn't have anything to do. T-34-85 takes him out. Now, as you can see, look at this. It went a bit too much, but if it wasn't for I3 going this up and I'm facing like his lower plate above, I wouldn't have probably penetrated him. But because of that angle, it was a penetration, and luckily I got the max roll with APCR, so that's really good. He missed because it didn't have the gun depression. I'm gonna try to shoot him again while going down, but unfortunately I hit his gun without doing any damage. Now he's pushing me, he's trying to push me. I have enemies on my back and he's really low on HP, so I hit him once with the APCR on my back, on his side I mean, and I thought my teammates are gonna kill him, so that's why I turned my attention away, and he missed his shot once again on me. So I'm gonna take him out with APCR on the side. I didn't want to shoot AP because I don't want to risk it and bounce. He might reload and shoot me once again, and I don't really want to lose HP. Now this peak was really bad, should have been careful, more careful, but I got a shot on the 110. The AT-15 shot me. AT-15 has this crazy gun reload, which is maybe 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds, something like that. So fighting against this guy isn't really a good idea. So as you can see, like I said to you, play it all down. Your turret is small, it's hard to hit for enemies. If they're gonna use APCR, if he would use APCR the AT-15, he would have probably easily penetrated me, but I'm just making snapshots. Because it's a close distance, you're gonna hit most of your shots. So as you can see, at this time, if you take long at aiming and stuff, you're gonna get hit definitely from him. So you need just to try and make snapshots against these tanks with high reload, fast reload, with good alpha, good DPM. So I shot him, this time didn't penetrate unfortunately, and now I'm almost a one shot to him, but I'm gonna risk it. Why? Because I thought at this moment I'm still not a one shot to him, but it might be like he might take me out with one shot if he gets a high roll. Now snapshot once again, remember guys, you need to do snapshots, and my team takes him out from his back, and now there's only the 110 and the IS-6, which is already dead. You can see, yeah, he died, and now I'm rushing the 110. I shot him with the APCR because I don't want to bounce once again, like I said, and now I'm gonna shoot him with AP on his side. And that's why we won that's how we won the game with 7-0. And I didn't really think that I did so much damage, but I actually did 4k damage and bounced 400 damage. So it is possible to bounce some shots. It's not impossible. Got an ace once again, this time with 1 kill, less damage, and without Kolobanov, but still we got an ace. 66,000 credits, almost 67, and of course on top of my team with 1323 XP base experience. And you can see 24 shots fired, 24 direct hits, so we didn't miss any single shot. We bounced 2, but no problem, that's only 2 from 24, so that's almost nothing. Now enemies damage, 6 enemy tanks that I damaged from 7, which is really good. I did 4 spots as well. I got some assistant damage, which is not a lot, like 194, that's almost nothing. Hits received 6, penetrations are 4, that damage are 2. So this game was fast. As you can see, the duration is 2 minutes 36 seconds. That was really fast, and I got 4k damage, so that's almost less than the DPM per minute. You know, DPM per minute is 2000. I mean DPM per minute. I mean damage per minute is 2600. So multiplied by 2, it's gonna be 5200. So I got 4000 damage, which is 1.2 thousand less damage, which is really great for a live battle. Of course, I'm not gonna face enemies in the open and just keep firing at them, getting the most out of your DPM. So as you can see, the XP, got a lot of XP, a lot of medals, and a really good game on Alpenstadt this time. So you saw a replay against tier 6s, and you saw a replay against tier 8. So at the end of this review, I'm gonna tell you guys once again that this tank is definitely worth to buy. If you're thinking about a premium tank, if you don't have enough premium tanks in your garage, if you want to collect tanks, just get this tank. Get this tank if you have the money, if you have the ability to buy it. Get it, it's totally worth it. It's gonna, I mean, you're gonna like it and you're gonna play it a lot, believe me. And I think I'm gonna play it a lot as well. Although I have the Type 62 and I have a lot of premium tanks, so I'm not really gonna play it a lot because I'm a tier 10 player. So, but for tier 7 tank, this tank is like for me the second best after the Type 62. So if you want to buy it, like I said, it's worth it. Buy it without a second thought. So guys, hope you liked this review. I know I talked a lot on the replay and I hesitated a lot with talking, but yeah, I think this review is even better than the previous one. So I hope you like it. If you did, press the like button. If you want to see more, press the subscribe button, and see you on the next review. Have a nice day and enjoy the game. See you.